Hello. I think it's proper to start us off with a poem, maybe, if you will. Hey, it's me, Melania. I'm sure you've seen me around. You probably seen me on TV. I'm about to go pick up my besties, Tay Tay and Stephanie. We about to go pop them tags, get our nails done, hair done. We ain't chasing boys, we chasing checks. We ain't chasing dreams, we chasing goals. Big things popping, little things stopping. I can't wait to grow up. Okay, that's enough of that. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Binge Bitches. Today we're not just talking about housewives, we're talking about all kinds of other things. And it's gonna be a shit show today because we got stuff going on in our homes. And so we're trying to stay in our little areas. And I got my mask here, staying safe. Hope you are too. Let's bring in the girlfriend, Miss Nelson, the baddest biatch. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am frantic.
Right?
Like, okay, so this is what the pandemic has done to me. So, like, being in Quar, like, I can't handle curveballs well at all anymore in my life. Like, it's just like one thing sets things off into motion, just goes like that. This morning, I
Yeah.
started my day with like what do you call it? With our like little dog walk, me and Lucy time. And so she's here with me today in the room. So we might get barking today. So people who are tuning in. Um so long story long. So as I'm walking and it's usually like me time, listen to my podcast jiving. Okay, let's poop, little girl, let's do this. I get a phone call and it's like business. And it starts off and it was like, okay, great. And then I got a phone call from a good person. I'm going to start mentioning this now because I want people to start recognizing this, and name recognition speaks things into power. But the Gay Games San Diego, we are trying to bring them here for 2026. And so one of the people who was on the task force for that, they called me this morning and it was like, hey, so can you set up that meeting and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yes, I want to set this up because I want to bring this here. That's a lot of revenue that can come to our city.
Yeah.
Like international gay games, anybody can participate. There's lots of arts and culture, and that's actually the committee that I'm like now part of. So if you are tuning in, just want to let you guys know that's kind of coming, that you guys are going to start seeing more stuff about the Gay Game San Diego. So that was one part. And I was like, oh shit, I got to get that done. And then we
Plus,
plan to do
plus,
the,
it's a lot of jock straps and a lot of dicks. So I mean, that
it
makes people
is.
happy. I think.
It's a lot of like sports drag. It's really cute.
Yeah,
No,
love that. Yeah,
no,
love
but
it.
there's other cool stuff about it too, though. So it's like it's just a really really neat thing that just has like all these culture moments to it. A lot of where we've been, history, where we're going, that kind of thing. And so
Yeah.
it's cool, and it's something that too that people who have HIV and whatnot, that it was something that they could participate in, and it didn't make it scary in like the 80s. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a big deal. So we're trying to bring it back here to the United States in 2026. It's going to be one. It's like on its way to Hong Kong next, but other cities that have brought it through, they've made like tons of revenue in like hotels and restaurants and the bars. And Lord knows that like after this pandemic ends, like in 2021 at the end of it, like we are going to need to bring money back into San Diego. So that's my little soapboxy thing, because I got a phone call about this morning. I want to make sure that I'm bringing this up, especially on my social medias. So if you guys are thinking that it's Gay Gang San Diego, you guys can find them on Facebook, Instagram. You guys can find them online and see how you guys participate, donate. We are the only American city that's currently on the block. They have whittled themselves down to I think it's like 12 names right now of cities around the world. And so it'd be great to bring it back to the United States again. San Diego too. It's never have been here. But anyways, so that happened. And then now we have solar people that are in the house, and the cleaning lady is here. And I'm not usually here with cleaning ladies here because that's more work in my life than because it's honestly like I gotta do like all this pre stuff before like she comes, because it's like we have her come just to do like dusting and all that kind of thing. But so like she doesn't do dishes because pandemic. She doesn't do like in the bathroom. Like we have to like hide anything that touches our body, our face. Like so like toothbrushes go away, like everything goes. So I have to clean everything for her to clean. And then when she leaves, like because I usually leave the house this time, so I'm in a bedroom right now, and then I'll shoot over to the office probably. But I'm sequestered back here, and the thing is like so When she leaves, then I have to go through with my Lysol and spray all the handles and doorknobs and everything else. So it's like, what am I doing here? What is this cycle of
Yeah.
of cleaning? Because that's where we are. But anyways, that we got solar people coming, and we have Miss Lucy Pearl in house.
Hey, girl.
Hey, say hey. She be watching all the housewives. She watches all kinds of witch shows. It's real cute. So, okay, people who are tuning in, because I'm seeing that we're getting more viewers right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are doing another episode of Binge Bitches today. We're going to go through some Potomac housewives, but we're also going to talk about just what else we're watching. There is gossip, all kinds of crazy stuff that's happening in the Bravo universe. And today's just kind of like a little free form. And if Gunther shows up, he shows up. So the thing is we might have a special guest. We'll see how it turns out. But anyways, so getting into it, if you guys are tuning in right now, that you guys can go ahead and leave comments over there on the YouTube feeds or the Facebook feeds. If you guys leave them in the main ones, we can actually read them and we can post them up. And so if you disagree, if you agree, whatever. Getting into it, so I've just talked about my whole entire life. What have you been doing before we get in?
Just working. Our apartment is a mess right now. It's been a mess for 3 weeks because the people above us installed an AC unit, and apparently it was leaking, and we didn't know it was leaking because it wasn't dirty water, it was clean water. So clean water doesn't stain when it leaks apparently, but dirty water does. So they kind of undersold the whole thing to us. They said they could fix it in like a day and that it would be a few hours. It's turned into 3 weeks. We're almost going on a month here. So we haven't had a kitchen for 3 weeks. And then the boys, the wall shared their bathroom of the kitchen. So the boys don't have their bathroom. So we're back to 3 men sharing one bathroom right now, which is kind of a little bit annoying for me just because I love having my own bathroom and not having shared. So we're back to that right now. So slowly but surely getting everything back to normal. But it's nice because they're retiling the floors, which is nice. But again, it just would have been really nice if they would have, told us, hey, this might take a month instead of taking the day that we were told it was going to take.
Jesus Christ.
We're just kind of like, okay, great. Thanks for lying to us so much.
Are the people upstairs in trouble?
I don't know if they're in trouble because, it affected 2 apartments because we're on the bottom floor and our unit is 3 units high. So this came from the people on the 3rd floor. So it leaked into the second people's floor, which leaked into our floor. So they had to do construction on the 2nd apartment.
And y'all are in a new building. That's a new building.
Yeah, it's relatively pretty new. So
Yeah.
so they fixed all the pipes too, because I guess the pipes were old. So that's what took like a week to do that. So they fixed all our pipes. Our pipes are good. And then to dry everything out and then test for asbestos and all that stuff, that kind of took a while. So it was, it's been kind of fun, but kind of not fun. So, because here's the thing, like we can eat out, but then we don't have access to our cutlery. So we're eating with plastic forks. And I hate eating with plastic silverware. It just feels super cheap. So, I can eat on paper plates and drink out of plastic cups, but you give me plastic silverware, I'm kind of like, what is this?
You're like, clack, and it like breaks in half on you. You can't eat hard ice cream.
I just can't do it. So, but hopefully.
So you guys don't even have a kitchen?
We do have the kitchen, but the thing is, they don't have the light fixtures in. So at night, we can't see anything that we're doing. Like we literally made lasagna the other night, but we made it in the dark. It turned out good, but it was just like it was definitely like a chore to cook.
It sounds so romantic. You guys should get some candles. Get candles and like put it out and be like, okay, here we go, pasta night.
It's all good.
My God.
Well, next week we're going to Palm Springs for a week. So because we were doing Coachella, but then Coachella got canceled. So we decided to still keep the house, that way that the Airbnb people don't lose money, and then that way we kind of get like a getaway, which is nice. So we're gonna take advantage of that, and hopefully this will all be done by the time we get back. So
That is so cute. Like,
yeah,
I need to get away, but the thing is like, I don't want to be on a plane yet. I'm not there.
Yeah, it's hard. It's difficult. We went to Vegas, and even when we went to Vegas, like I felt everything was safe. I mean, we drove, we didn't fly, but even then, just like everywhere you go, you need a reservation for, and we kind of weren't like, we didn't think about that because we did it so last minute.
Yeah.
but it makes sense, you know. So, but I mean, it seemed like everyone was pretty good at social distancing, and yeah. So
You only like licked like 3 people's hands. It's
yeah,
like cute.
it's different though. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're doing everything that you would do at home, but you're somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's to me like the travel isn't really worth it. I think at this point, if you can't really do the things you would like to do. So.
See, we were on site last week. We had an Latitude event, so that Anthony he produces content for, and he produces he produces the actual conference.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty cool. They were like, it was overwhelming, I know, because they had like 200 panelists and all that kind of thing. And it's an event that I don't really do with him side by side because I like my relationship and I don't want it to end. Like it is not easy. But I ended up going up just to kind of help out with the makeup services because you have to like do like full PPE because we're doing like SAG and after rules. So like change your gloves, change this thing, your aprons. Each person gets one kind of brush. Makeup can't be shared. One person at a time inside the room. I mean, it was like it's strenuous, but we were up there for that. But we had to actually stay up in like Northern California with the studios that we were working with. Not Northern California, Northern County. But anyways, so we were staying in a hotel. And it was like, okay, we're fine. We're staying at this hotel. It was like a dog-friendly hotel. So we took Lucy with us and she was really good backstage. It was our first experience taking her to like work like that. And like ideal dog. We lucked out when we got this adopt. But anyways.
That's awful.
Yeah, but
Did you Lisa Rinna the room? That's what I'm gonna see. Because I did that with big. Yeah, I brought Clorox wipes with me, and I totally I'm gonna get Lisa Rinna the fuck out of this room.
I Lisa Rinna the room before Lisa Rinna the room. You know what I mean? Gotcha, me and Anthony have been doing this for forever. Because what actually when he opened his bag to pack it, because he hadn't been gone since like January.
Yeah.
He still had a bottle of Lysol in there because he takes one with him when he goes on site. Like he Lysols the room down. Because a lot of times we're staying at places for like long term, you're not there for like a day. So we'll use the drawers and stuff because you need to be able to live. So like we take all the bleach wipes, we take, all the antibacterial stuff and all the Lysols. So we did all that. But here's what happened. So when we first get to the hotel, there was this, they had the cart, the luggage carts and that sort of a thing. And I was like, can I use that? Because I just had thing. And so I'm like pushing all the shit up to like the room, and this girl like appears when I hit the lobby again from the parking lot, and she was like, hi, they just told me that you had the cart. Is it cool if I can use it after you? And I like look up and I look at her and she don't got a mask on.
Yeah.
When everybody's supposed to be wearing a mask in the hotel. Like that's one of the rules. Like when you're in common areas, wear a mask. Social distance as well. And she was getting close. And so she was like, looks up like one of the Walking Dead people, and she's all like, can I borrow that after you? And I was like, sure. She's like, oh, can I just follow you up? And I was like, 3rd floor. So she like gets in front of me because I'm dealing with the dog, I'm dealing with the cart. So I'm not at the elevator stand as quickly as she is. So she like gets in elevator, gets in and holds the door. No mask on, I told you, right?
Yeah.
And and I was like, you know what? We're gonna just get the next one. That one's just opening. So she was like, okay.
I don't know
when she
why
coughed.
people are so crazy right now. So I do have to say, so I went to In-N-Out the other day for dinner, and you have to wear a mask in there. And I walk in, I order my food, but these younger kids were fighting with the people working there that they didn't want to wear a mask, and the lady was like, you have to wear a mask. So I interjected myself because I am a food person too, I'm a server, and I looked at them and I was rude because I was like, you guys are fucking this up for everyone right now. I go, they're not asking you, they are telling you wear a mask. And the lady's like, it's the law. And they were like, it's not the law. We're like, no, it's the law. The CDC has said if you want to go out and be out in public, you need to adhere by these guidelines. I go, they even posted them for you guys on the door before you walked in. Please wear a mask. Again, we're not asking you. We're telling you, wear a mask. And I look at the guys, I was like, please do this. I go, if not just for you, for everyone around here. I'm like, do you really want to go back down to lockdown and not have these things? Do you not want In-N-Out for 6 months again? come on, like choices. And
Well, not
like
like that, but it's like the people behind the register, they don't own In and Out. They are following rules. They are trying to, they didn't make it
we're doing
up.
everything that we can, to make sure that everything is the way it can be and be safe so that we can still enjoy it. That's the thing. So I think people just aren't thinking about, we're all tired of it. I'm tired of it, but we have to do it still. So it was just sad because they were really young kids. So I was like, God, I can't believe young people are being like that. So
I think that's the bulk of who it is, because that's who's getting it right now, is all the college students. Not to be that person. I sound like an old man when I say that, but the thing is, it's like it's what's going on. Like school went back into session. That's why we had the spike. It was the kids. It wasn't restaurants being open. It wasn't gyms being open. It was
the kids.
It was them.
Yeah.
So, and I completely get it. They are like in the prime of life and they want to live, and it sucks.
Yeah.
This is trauma. This is trauma for everybody. But it's just like, at this point, don't you want to get through it?
Yeah.
So, okay. So we've been political for long enough. Let's talk about trash. Let's talk about it. Real Housewives of Potomac.
Yes.
Girl. Okay, so we skipped a week because the thing is like, New York ended it, so did Beverly Hills. Watch it. We don't need to talk about it. It happened. It was nothing. But Potomac is swinging, and I'm so excited for these newer franchises, man. One of
they finally delivered, which was great because they kept baiting us with that episode. Because like before this episode aired, we thought it was going to be last week's episode because that's how they kept delivering it to us. So,
well, the thing is it's like they built up to something and they actually had something. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's what's been
they
great about this. And not only that, but the thing is like, so what we're talking about, if you guys are tuning in right now, is that so most recent episode of Housewives of Potomac, there was a big blow up that finally happened between Monique Samuels and Candiace. And I can't remember Candiace's last name, but so Candiace and Monique.
It's Dillard.
There you go, Candiace Dillard. Not like the stores. Oh, I miss Dillard's. But like. So anyway, so that was like the whole thing they've been driving up to, and now it's like going to see where it's going to fall off. And it's never been in this point where the villain, I have so much love for the villain that I'm like, this sucks. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, and it's not like Elisa Renna. When Renna becomes a villain, she's completely in control of her villain because it's very like, this is what Lisa's going to do today. This is her recipe for success. With Monique Samuels, they've built this villain out of somebody who we've liked for the last few seasons. You know what I mean? Like, she's cute, she's fun, she's smart. You know what I mean? Like, there's all these things about her, and they have just. You don't love Candace, but the thing is, I have to be like, kind of like, Candace is kind of in the right here, but at the same time, I don't want her to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird. So this episode opened up at the fight, right there,
right in the middle of the drama, which is great. So
yes,
loving it immediately.
So how much do you love that? Like when the fight starts happening and they start pulling back, and you start seeing producers rush in, the cameramen, and all the women. I mean, like this was real. This is a real moment that these people are feeling.
Like, it was pretty crazy, and some of those producers looked pretty young, actually. So you're like, these poor kids, like stuck in these situations. Like they're like, you get Potomac because it's not going to be that great. I'm sure they give like the most senior people, New York, Jersey, Beverly Hills, like the new people, you get Potomac or Salt Lake City, because they're not thinking it's going to be anything crazy that they're going to have to really deal with. No. No,
but the thing is like, but it's also like, okay, you're gonna go to Potomac. Like, okay, this is job security because this show can keep running.
Oh yeah,
this show is giving us bangers. I mean, we got one chick over here, Ashley, who's the week before this episode, her husband and her had that full out like conversation at the restaurant where he was like, "We got to cut now. I've given you enough." Like when like that was like. Oh, we're seeing these moments. It's so unreal, quote unquote, Lifetime television show starring Jeffrey Boyer Chapman and Constance Zimmer. It is very much that, like, that's what's happening is that we're seeing the behind the curtain, behind the veil. I am loving every moment of it because it makes it so much more real. It's making it more real.
Absolutely, for sure. Because as much as people think it's scripted, I mean, we always hear that housewives say, you know, they're like, what was your biggest surprise of the season? Especially for the newer wives. They're like, I was shocked it wasn't scripted. Like, remember Garcelle said that. So it's like, but it's true though, then nothing really is scripted. This is your life. So
Well,
I
it's
think at a point,
situations that you're poured into,
yeah,
and then you deal. Like how would you deal in this situation? And this is what you did. You know what I mean?
and at some point, I think they just don't realize how much of themselves they have to really give, or they didn't realize that it was going to be so real, you know,
Yeah.
quote unquote. So, like, I wasn't expected to give so much of myself. I think that's what Michael was. Like, he was like, I just gave you, like, everything, like, something that I wouldn't want the world to know, but now they're going to know.
Well,
So,
it was already out there. So it was like, and you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like the producers are like, well, you know that they're being produced. You know what I mean? Like, we know that they're being produced. They're being told, this is how we're going to play these chess pieces. This is how it's going to go. And so there's a whole thing there with Michael that let's talk about it on the show, or they're just going to make up more stuff about it. It's going to be a thing unless you hit it head on. And there's a smart part about it is that they actually are now hitting it head on, and they're just going to deal with things. But this was crazy. I mean, you're talking about Jamal, the producer, who just kept on like, baby, let's go. You need to go. Like, you know what he's trying to get
let's
Candace.
Get you in this car. Let's get you safe. Yeah.
So we have Monique with a little bit of like a lip thing that because Candace just started swinging her arms and like hit her with the thing. We have it was just there was little moments here.
But that wig came off. That was she.
It's fun. It's
like,
fun.
It's fun. Like, I'm like, girl, you need to glue that down better.
Well, the thing is it doesn't matter how much you glue something down if somebody rips it off your head. And the thing is and you're also not expecting this because you're not a Bad Girls Club. You're on Housewives. You're not expecting it's going to turn into this. This was a night you were in a barn. The table wasn't even a table. The table was two like barrels pushed together with a piece of board on it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
you know that the people at the restaurant that were setting that shit up that earlier that night, they were like, oh, it doesn't matter. They're just gonna like float around the chips and just leave. You know what I mean? Like that's and they were on top of that table. Like, I'm liking Robin.
I was like, girl, the charcuterie board fell.
So charcuterie board. I'm liking Robin more and more now. Like it's like she's becoming more likable to me.
I like Robin. I liked Robin from the get-go. I mean, in the first couple of seasons, she wasn't like the housewife you gravitated to. I fell in love with her in the reunions because in the reunions she stood up for herself. She's very vocal. She always looks amazing. And she's always, I mean, she's not really a part of the drama, I want to say. She's not like in it, you know, like she's focused on her life.
She's
invested with her. Yeah,
she's a side character that does really well.
She's invested enough with the girls that, you know, she has a good relationship with them, but it's like it's not about her. So
when she
the biggest storyline for her is that she's late all the time, right? They're like, you know, Robin gonna be late, you guys. Like that's Robin's drama is that she's late.
you know, Robin's asleep. Robin's still asleep. Did anybody wake Robin up? Did anybody wake up Robin?
Right.
But
she's not gonna be late for dinner, girl. She's not gonna...
The way that she said, because the thing is, you know, Karen and Monique have been closer this season, and so Karen went to go look for her, and Karen's pushing the door. They're like trying to keep Monique behind the door, you know?
Yeah.
And this is where Monique fucked up. This is where she fucked up. Monique had that moment where she said that she blacked out, right, when she was in that hallway.
Yeah.
And she said that at that moment she saw red, you know what I mean? Like she just kind of freaked out, and there was like a, you know, she was like, I don't know what happened. I just know that I saw the glass and I just started swinging. And then when she was back there, she went down the stairs and she started running after her again. And if she wouldn't have done that, she would be able to play this off more as I blacked out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But she realized what she was doing when she was behind that door. She had a moment to breathe. If she wouldn't have ran down those steps to go around the building and go get her ass again, it would be something that I think that they would be a little bit more forgiving. And I think next week we're going to see this come out because I think she's going to also try to twist the truth. And there's cameras and everybody else was there, you know, except for Ashley. Ashley was up in the bathroom somewhere. Like, Ashley, tune in Tokyo. Like, you know, she went to the bathroom and she was just kind of like, She was like, "Oh, these bitches are at it again. Let me just go to the bathroom." Like, you know what I mean? Like, she did not expect that to actually go down, because you know that as a housewife, you stick around, you stay. You know,
right? Yeah, they're like, "What's going on?" Yeah.
so cute. But what else did I write down here? So that was pretty much that scene. So it's kind of where that ended. Wendy, they showed that little scene with her that she wants to be better. It was so calm, her and her daughter, and she's talking about her CNN. She's a correspondent. She wants to be a better a voice for other people that aren't always invited to the table. Blah blah blah. That was great. I like her. I think she's going to be a villain soon, but I like her. She's too smart for these ladies. It's kind of like Real Housewives of New Jersey, that Jackie Goldsnyder that like is smarter than Teresa and smarter than the other girls, right? I have a feeling that's Wendy, that she's going to turn in next year. She's going to challenge the Grand Dame. She's going to do that because that's boiling.
Oh, yeah.
So, which is great. I mean, the thing is, we don't have just the main fight. We got all these little sideline pieces that these girls have given us, which I love, the nuggets. Yeah. So, the whole Arizona restaurant. Let's talk about it. Arizona's in Atlanta.
I mean, I never ate there, so I can't say anything.
Okay, I honestly thought the food looked kind of bomb. Like, I was just kind of like, I'm ready to smash. Like, I want them shoestring fries. I want the tri-tip. Like, bring it to my table.
Yeah, anytime you have like barbecue and steaks and stuff like that, I think that's gonna do well because people love that kind of stuff. So
it feels like it was already kind of doing well, but now they're gonna put star power behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, except for that press thing was a little bit weak. It was just a bunch of Giselle's fans there with like cameras, with their cell phones.
For sure, yeah, it seemed a little off. Yeah. So and then, I also there was this like as someone who works in a restaurant too, I was looking at it from a legal standpoint. I'm like, these girls aren't even really old enough to have a job. I was like, so much less. I mean, I don't know how that works if you're like the owner. Like when they're actually going to be like indicted to that power or that leadership role. But it was nice for them to kind of get to see everything, you know, like from
I think it's gonna
in the restaurant.
It's probably going to be a thing where well, I like the fact that Jamal, as slimy as Jamal is, and he's given me like MC Hammer vibes back when MC Hammer did the Addams Family song. Remember that? remember MC Hammer did an Addams Family song. What was it, like, Too Legit? No, that was something else. But it wasn't that though. There was another.
No, it wasn't that.
It was I do what I wanted to say. What I. Yeah, but
basically redid the Addams Family and they made it like cool.
But he was like, I do what I wanted to say, what I want to say, live how I want to live.
Addams Family.
Yes. Who knew this show was going to be a throwback show today? But so anyway, so on the Real Housewives of Potomac, we have MC Hammer, aka Jamal, who I liked when he said that he was building generational wealth for his children. Love that. Like, just that's cute there. But you know, that whole, we're just gonna jump around because there's not that much to talk about this. The dad, Giselle's father.
Oh
Giselle's
my God.
Dad. That
he's so
was
angry.
like,
he's so mad
because he knows look what he did to his baby girl. You know what I mean?
For
like
sure,
that's his daughter. He broke up his family one more time. The guy has 6 or 7 baby mamas. Like, Giselle was like, I'm not going to talk on that. And then we get a hot mic moment from Granddad. And you can see that, like, the grandfather was starting to boil at that table. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, basically, he don't love this motherfucker. Like, this guy, don't get yourself back into it. You're out of it. You're independent. You don't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's going back in for seconds. And it's just like, come on, Giselle, be smarter. That's basically what Dad's saying. So I don't have an opinion just yet, but I don't know. Somebody, and I don't also.
Well, it just is. It's awful too because, you know, Giselle explained before. She's like, "Hey, we're gonna be back together," and he was like, "I just want you to be happy." So I mean, he said that, but then, you know, he's mad at the same time too. I don't think he really thought about that, you know. So
how is that pastor that rich?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I don't know. So
it's just,
I mean, maybe I'm in the the wrong line of work. I need to become a pastor.
For real, you're gonna be a youth pastor. That's all the gay ones. All the gay guys are like youth pastors. Like, you know, that's what happens. You get stuck in the church system. I almost became one. I was teaching Sunday school. Daniel and the lion. So, but anyways, what else happens here? So we had that hot mic moment. Karen, the whole thing with Karen and her husband is that he wants her to be home again. Like he does not like her being like this power bitch, and like that after the kids were gone. Okay, Karen invited a radio show host over to talk to them about their relationship.
Well, doesn't she have she's not like a psychologist or anything? She doesn't have a degree or anything?
No, she is like this podcast. She just has an affinity towards people and wants to answer questions. Like that's that's what this woman is.
She's not like a professional in any means of the like I'm a psychologist or I'm a relationship counselor. Like she's not that at all.
It sounded like she was like a relationship like coach. She's a life coach.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, when like people are like, oh, I'm gonna be a life coach. You're like, oh, you used to do meth. Like, no, just joking. I'm just joking. That is so harsh. People, don't cancel me. I don't need your letters. Do not leave in the comments. But for serious though, like once you get your life together, don't you want to like hand out them roses back to other people and you become a life coach? Just saying. I'm just saying. But like, so anyways, that woman though, what was her name? Angela. I loved her voice, yo. Like her voice, her pillow talk. She has got a show called Pillow Talk. How original, lady. But like the whole thing was that she was like, we're gonna start easily. Are you guys still intimate? Like what?
Yeah, that was so easy, right? Yeah.
She came in slinging. She was like, I'm gonna be a housewife next year, right? Like this is how you get on the show, right? I watched Sheree. I watched Sheree. She learned from Sheree.
Right.
So there's all that.
Yeah.
But what?
It was a good moment, I think, for Karen, because we haven't seen Karen really be vulnerable like that. And again, I think that's where it comes to, this is I'm sharing my life with you on TV.
So uncomfortable.
So it was very real, and I think for a moment there, as much as sometimes we don't maybe like Karen, you kind of liked Karen and we're like Team Karen and we're defending her because I don't know, maybe you've been there at one point in your relationship, like that really resonated with me when she was all like, yes, you told me the truth, but I don't have to like your truth.
Yeah, that was huge.
Like, that hit hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a very deep moment, I thought.
So for those of you guys tuning in who maybe didn't watch the show, which I don't understand, if you didn't watch Potomac, maybe you're watching just because we're silly shit. We're silly motherfuckers. Karen and her husband, they had life coaching with a radio show host, and this lady basically was like, asked them questions about their love life that they answered really weirdly. Like he said that he doesn't need a hurricane all the time, but he needs more than a light breeze, like of her love. And then Karen gave me vibes of Vicky Gunvalson. Like my love tank is empty. I need you to fill my love tank up. Done. You know what I mean? Like it was very much like old Vicky Gunvalson. My love tank is empty. That's what Karen basically told her. Told her husband Ray, who I call Greg Jr. But like, so that whole thing with Karen and her husband. So she basically was like, you don't date me. You don't love me like that. And then he says he thinks he's still in love with her, which is what caused her to like go off, be super vulnerable. And the thing is, and these producers, this is like, they really are enjoying when the talent is off the screen to be playing their words, because there's all these hot mic moments now on this show, especially that these people, they're not famous like the Beverly Hills girls, so they don't realize you got a hot mic on the moment. Whenever you have a mic on, you are still vulnerable to everything. You know what I mean?
And like everything that you're doing,
And so when she's like, I can't breathe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, Karen, this is harsh. But so that whole thing, and then like you said, like how she opened that up. What else happened in this episode?
I want to swing back to Ashley and her talking to Michael about having a post-nuptial agreement, which I was like, okay, Ashley is being very smart here. And again, this is someone that we're seeing being very vulnerable, very open with their lives. Like, this is serious, you know. Like, he got her. She was smart. She got him on camera to be like, yes, I'm gonna agree to a post nut because like I need to protect myself and my babies. I do feel like almost that this relationship is a benefactual relationship. Like, she's in this relationship because she's gonna be taken care of. I don't know if there's really any love there between the two of them. I don't I
I
don't
think
feel that.
here's my feeling is I think that there is a genuine love between the two of them. There is a age difference, there is a culture difference,
Yeah,
there is all these other things that are stacked up. So the thing is like when they got into the situation, it was all champagne and rosé. Like, you know what I mean? Like traveling, it was something out of her element because we see what she came from with that mother of hers.
yeah,
And then the thing is, and then he had money. He has money. That's why they're on the show. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And so I think that there's a certain point where the two of them just kind of like they've been in a relationship for what 15 years or something like that. Like, or
yeah.
wasn't it like aren't they long term? I don't even know.
I don't
But
know
the
how
th-
long they've been in a relationship for.
but
So yeah,
even if it's fast track, the thing is like she's now finding her own voice. She's got her own thing. She's got all this. So
yeah,
there's a difference in how that's my wife,
yeah,
but he loves her, but he doesn't necessarily feel like he needs to always go home and be with her. And
yeah,
so I think that's why I think there's something that's being unsaid here. I think there is a little bit more. I think they probably are a little bit more open that they're saying, and I think that
yeah.
post-nuptial agreement has to do with some other things. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I just, it's very smart of her. I'm wondering what is set up in there because she got pregnant real fast with another one.
That's
You
what we're saying.
know,
Yeah, she just announced her pregnancy again. We saw that like a few weeks ago on Instagram. So I mean, we know what they've been doing during Core. Uh,
well, he's home. He's
yeah, he's
home.
home. Yeah, he's home.
Core, you
So
home. So, but the thing is like, so who knows how she's going to be set up like in the future? But it's just these deep convos that they're having. And so, what she does love though is that this is the Candace Monique situation has taken all the heat off
yeah,
of
off of her and her relationship, or that being the
exactly.
focus for the group. Yeah. So
What else happened in here? We have the kitchen tour. Angela, Greg. I call him Greg. I keep putting Greg in here. I think that was kind of like the whole entire episode because we didn't really get much of Karen. We just had that one scene with Wendy. So that was
yeah,
like everything that was in there. So okay, let's move on. So that was Housewives. Next week we're gonna get a juicy episode this Sunday because they are about
yeah.
to confront
So do we
Monique.
know what happens now though too? Because I know in the past, like for a lot of reality shows, they say the minute you become physical with someone, you're kind of like done. Like you're no longer on the show anymore. So
I don't think that's true with the Housewives because if that
yeah.
was the truth, Teresa Giudice would not be with us. Do you know what I mean? And also
Yeah, no, for sure.
Margaret, Joseph, you know what I mean? Like Danielle was the one who pulled her own plug. Like they didn't pull the plug on Danielle.
Yeah,
So I think there's just something to be thought about there. So I
yeah,
don't know. It's good. And now we're gonna be getting more housewives that are coming through here. So we have OC that's coming now, and we also
yeah,
have Salt Lake City.
yeah.
So we're gonna be carried through the holidays at least by Bravo.
That's totally gonna be great. Yeah. So I mean, the Salt Lake City girls look amazing. I'm super pumped for it. Like
Let's see how
it's
these
gonna
home
be good.
confessionals look.
I mean, I hope it like delivers. Like, I mean, I hope that they're selling us this, and I just really hope that like we get to cash in on it. So, because I would really hate to be disappointed.
That's the
um,
thing. Well, it looks like it's gonna deliver because they showed us that
yeah.
second preview and it looks great.
Oh
It's
yeah, it
bomb.
looks great.
You
The
guys,
OC girls, I'm not sure like if I'm gonna get on the train yet with the OC girls, just because a lot of it is revolving around Shannon. Shannon's not my favorite person to be honest, so I'm just like I might skip it. Yeah, I might skip it, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know.
Shannon. The thing is like we're living through COVID. Do I want to
Yeah,
live through it again?
right. You don't want to see all that stuff all over again.
Like I don't think I
So
need to see it all again. You know what I
right.
mean? Like it's just like the toilet paper thing. Like that was funny like months ago, but we're over that
Right.
now, and we're gonna see that all that from like fresh perspective and everything.
I mean, girl,
and then
I over hoard toilet paper now though. Like no one, nothing else. Like I'm running out of places to store toilet paper now. I have so much of it because I'm just like, come Christmas and December, we might go through another shortage again. I'm like, and I'm not trying to be there.
we still need Lysol. That's all I'm concerned about. Okay.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't find Windex anywhere I go right now, so that's the big one. So
Really, I can find Windex.
And I don't like off-brand window cleaners. It have to be Windex for me because I feel like off-brand window cleaners just don't clean as well. Like they're a little bit more streaky or greasy. So I'm just like, if you don't get the Windex, like your windows look greasy.
There are gonna be people who are gonna be like, you should be using vinegar anyways because it's better.
Whatever, like, I don't care.
So I had this roommate back in New York when I was younger, who, oh my God, I can't talk out of turn. I don't want to say names because this is like on my Facebook. So like it's like this can't get back to people. So if I'm talking shit, I'm talking shit. This is what's happening. But I don't really generally talk about people behind their backs anyways. I'll just tell you.
I'll tell you, girl. I'll tell you.
I don't do Facebook posts. I just tell you.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we had this old roommate who she her dad worked for one of those like multi-tier companies, and was like higher up that would do like home shipments, kind of like an AmVets kind of a situation where you buy like all your cleaning supplies from and then you get all your stuff back. But it was like all natural homeopathy, very, very it was before doTERRA existed. It was like that, like everything was fortified with like essential oils and vinegar and shit. So she used to always like, oh, you guys can't clean with that anymore. Please clean with this product. I have a lot of like harsh things with my breath. I can't breathe when I smell all that. And then like one day we were like cleaning and she wasn't home. So we were like using like 409 and we were like just making the place like spotless. And she came in and she was like, you guys, I can hardly breathe. This is like really harsh. I'm going to go have a cigarette on the stoop.
But you can't breathe?
When she grabbed her cigarettes and walked out the door, I looked at her and I was like, we're using bleach from now on. Like and my other roommate. I don't want to say names because I don't want to incriminate anybody. But that was a situation. Okay. So what have y'all been binging? Because we haven't like talked in a minute. So.
Oh my God, so much stuff. I did Ratchet.
Yes. Let's talk about it. Let's not give anything away.
It's good. I liked it. I mean, it definitely was. It was a slow start. But
start. The very first scene is a mass murder.
No, I mean, but the pacing of the show was kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, I mean, it was really good, and I love Finn Wittek or however you say his last name. That man is beautiful. Like I'm in love with him.
He's not even your style. That's cute.
I know, but he's just I don't know. He's so handsome. So, I like him.
So here, my thing with that show is like, it scratches your American History itch. I'm sorry, American Horror Story because we didn't get one this year. It's a Ryan Murphy show that is so delicious. The costumes, the scenery, the colors, like everything about it is just beautiful.
So
but what I do love is that Sarah Paulson being a producer and writer and director on this, you can see where her hand edited Ryan Murphy and fleshed out characters because like Sarah Paulson, Cynthia Nixon, and Sharon Stone, they're gonna all be nominated for awards. We know that.
That's great.
Like,
I mean, and getting those powerhouses in there. I mean, that's great. I mean, we haven't seen Cynthia Nixon on TV since Sex and the City, I think. So, I mean, this is pretty great for her.
Yeah, she's done a couple things, but I don't think anything with this kind of like oomph and this much that she gets to control it. Yeah. And we got two lesbian actresses being lesbians on TV. That was cool.
Pretty great, actually. I think because I don't think we've ever seen Sarah.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen Sarah Paulson do anything lesbian or anything gay. I think. I mean,
yes, she does. On American Horror Story, she had the whole season where she was married to the chick from Popular, where the political one.
The political one, yeah. I didn't watch that one because I was like reliving the election all over again. So that first episode, I was like, I'm out. I was like, I can't do this.
she is like she's like this generation's Meryl Streep. You know what I mean? Like she can.
She is great.
You give her any role and she does it.
Yeah, I do feel though that I didn't think that she was like her absolute best. I feel like someone else could have easily done that. But I mean, she was good. She was not bad. I'm not complaining about that. So
You're eating
and
my
then
peach.
oh my god, the whole peach thing. I love that. That's how calm and cool, collected she was. She's like, are you deaf? No, I'm thinking about all the things I'm gonna do to you. I was like, oh fuck, like that's
It's
some
so
boss
good.
shit right there.
I think it's great. It twists and turns. It's not as messy as an American Horror Story can be, because American Horror Story, they give you 30,000 characters and then you're following them all and then 5 of them don't rap. This one is cool because this is a 4 season. For the 4 seasons were planned for this. And so as long as it gets the numbers, and it was number 1 in every single country for like 2 or 3 weeks. So it's going to become it'll be back. I'm excited.
They did really great, and it was great to get Sharon Stone back because I fucking love Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone's a badass bitch, man. Total Recall Sharon Stone, Basic Instinct Sharon Stone.
Okay, I'm gonna say something so random. Okay, this is random how Dangelo's mind works sometimes. Okay,
yeah.
Do you remember the Chipmunk movie back in the day where the Chipmunks and the Chibettes, they have to do like the little air balloons and they go across the country? Like across the world
version, right?
Yeah,
not like the not like the remakes.
No, the original.
I think I remember. I think I remember the animated version
from the 80s
as a kid.
Yes, and the ones where they were like the Chipmunks, they were animated, and the Chibettes, and then they had their little balloons, and they were going to travel around the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were actually changing. They were basically mules for diamonds that this woman was putting inside the little dolls, and they were like they were changing. I
remember that. Yes, I totally remember that.
Okay, remember the bad woman from that, Klaus? You know what you do. You know what I mean? Like the blonde woman from that is Sharon Stone's inspiration for this. That's my thought. My personal feeling.
Totally.
Like, so long story long, that's how we got there. So children of the 80s, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Children of the 90s, you too. Early 90 babies, you guys know that the old Chipmunk movie, the Chipmunk Adventure, Chipmunks Around the World, whatever the fuck it's called, you know, with my mother and all that kind of thing. Y'all know that's who Sharon Stone was based off of. I'm just saying. Because there was like scenes where she'd be like, and like her like red lip and the hair was perfect, and like Sharon Stone is a goddess. Like it's just everything. So I don't want to talk about this more because I don't want to give away too many things because some people haven't watched it all the way through yet. Have you watched Pen 15 yet?
No, I haven't watched that yet.
Please watch it. It's
so a comedy, right?
Yes, it's so good. Like the first season's amazing. Second season, it's weird because you have to get into it because it is it takes place in the early 90s, you know, or late 90s. They're in middle school, so it was a little bit younger than us. Actually, yeah, a little bit younger than us. It's Colin's age. It's very much Colin will get along with this. Colin is what's it called? Colin's Nelson's roommate. People who are tuning in for the very first time. But it's very much it's that speed, and so it's these girls in middle school. But the 2 women who wrote it actually play themselves. But they're like 40 years old. So they're dressed up like teenagers, and it's hilarious. It's like the best show on TV. So I don't want to give away too much thing. The other thing I'm watching right now is Lovecraft Country, which is...
Yeah, we're a little behind on that, but I mean, I am still liking it. So we're only on episode 4. So.
Oh my God. This most recent episode, I think it's 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
Nelson, it is... excellence. It is just, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. We'll have to have
like a day where we sit down. Our schedules have all been so different recently. So, but I think we're off tomorrow. So it'll be good. Maybe we'll sit down, have a lazy Saturday.
You sound like you're in a throuple.
I mean, I kind of am. I mean, they're my 2 best friends. They're boyfriends. I'm not. Like, but I mean, I'm there. So
she's just in the house. What else are you watching right now? What's been on the other agenda?
I just started Ozark because after I watched Ratchet, I was like, I need another show to watch, and I was trying to give Ozark a try because I hadn't really done it. And what's her face? The girl just won the Emmy for it, so I was like, let's give this a try. So I'm on season 3 actually. I'm on the first episode of season 3. It's not bad. Have you watched it or no?
It's one of the ones that I just haven't gotten into.
Yeah,
So
it's a
that and
little hard to
Umbrella.
get into, but I was just like, fuck it, let's come to it, let's do it. It's not a bad show. It's pretty great. The only thing I don't like is I don't find the relationship between Laura Linney and Jason Bateman believable. Like there's just no chemistry for me between the two of them. Like I don't believe that they were ever romantically involved, and so it's kind of like, for me, like I said the same thing about Dylan McDermott and Connie Britton in American Horror Story. You know, that first season was like, I didn't buy that relationship. Like, yes, you got 2 powerhouse actors to do this, which is great. I love that. But like for me, that relationship was not believable at all.
Their chemistry is just a little bit.
It's weird, but they work in the show, and Laura Linney is actually really amazing in it, especially with this 3rd season. The girl who won her Emmy, she's fucking absolutely amazing. She's like this white trash girl, you know, from whatever, because like they're out in the Ozarks. So, but
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not. It's only 10 episodes a season, so it's pretty easy to binge.
It's like a crime suspensey kind of thing, right?
Kind of, yeah, and it deals with like a little bit more of a corrupt kind of family. It kind of has Succession vibes a little bit, but not really. Like if I had to choose between Succession and Ozark, I would definitely choose Succession, just because Succession is so fucking good. Do you watch Succession at all?
I haven't watched that. I haven't watched some of the drama-y things.
Well, see, I got into Succession last year because of the Emmys last year, because they swept the Emmys last year with the acting categories, and I was like, okay, let's give this show a shot. And it is about this like a major corrupt New York family that has money, like, but the way they talk to each other is funny. Like they tell each other to fuck off, but like it's like enduring to say fuck off. Like they're like, oh, fuck off. But it's really great, and they're coming in for a 3rd season. I think they're only 2 seasons right now on HBO. So, but it's a really good drama. See, and I was just talking to a friend about that. So when I'm not watching trash TV, like, you know, Dancing with the Stars or Housewives, I get into these really deep, like, dramas because I kind of love the deep, emotional, crazy dramas. I really do. So
I run the fantasy. See, like, I watch, like, trashy. Like, I watch my trash, you know, and then we've been watching a lot of, like, game shows, me and Anthony, when we're chilling. Like
ABC has game show night now, I guess, where it's like all the games. So
yeah,
it's like all these actors are like being game show hosts because it's probably the best gig in Hollywood right now, right? Like you show up for your 2 hours, you film, you're done. You know, like
they were banking on this.
We saw Tim last night on. Did you see Tim last
Pressure
night?
Luck. Yeah, heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
It was cute. Like,
it was heartbreaking.
Last night. Like we were like,
He was doing so well, and then
so well. Yes, yeah.
And then it all just kind of he pressed his luck, like,
he pressed his luck. Yeah.
I sent him a little text that I acknowledged him on my Instagram, and then he sent me like a thing, and I was like you did. It was like good game, you know what I mean? Like, and he was like, yeah, it was a little heartbreaking, but he really had a great experience on it. So
yeah, absolutely. So
can you imagine that? That's like life changing, like that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, for sure, absolutely. Because I mean, that woman won some pretty.
I would have punched her. I would have punched her in the face. Take your green on green sweater set from Talbots. No.
She totally, exactly. She totally looked like every character that starts out as like the geeky scientist, kind of like Uma Thurman and Batman when she's like the.
I just watched that recently again.
Yeah,
like I hadn't seen it for years.
Or Michelle Pfeiffer, you know, before she becomes Catwoman, she's like the geeky secretary. But that woman had crazy hair though. That woman's hair was like I could not do it.
Speaking of Uma Thurman in that role, I forgot. Okay, so Joel Schumacher was like gay and not talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, rest in peace. But that movie is so gay. Like, that is so camp. And I watched it, and the whole scene where Uma Thurman does the burlesque number inside of the big ape costume when she takes it off at the party, and I was like, why did I forget this? And why are not more drag queens doing that as like a number and turning it to Poison Ivy? Like, where is that number? I need Chad Michael to do it, or Kixie Vixen. Somebody needs to do this for us.
Yeah, like, do it for us. Yeah,
because it's
Make
there.
Us happy.
Trying to think what else I've been watching. Okay, so I love, I'm into fantasy because like you run towards drama stuff. I run towards
Yeah,
comedies usually,
yeah,
or I run towards like the fantasy kind of stuff. So I've been like watching like Raised by Wolves, which is
gotcha.
weird as fuck over on HBO.
It
It's
does look
really
weird. The boys are watching it, and I walk in on them every now and then, watching it, and I'm like, this is weird.
it's so weird, but it's weirdly satisfying. Ooh, and a new episode dropped yesterday. I think the season finale. So I got something to do later when I'm
You
done.
got something to watch later, girl.
When I'm done editing.
Have you been watching The Vow too? I've been watching the docu-series about the Nexium.
Okay, I
people.
tried getting into it, and I listened to some of the
It's slow.
podcasts. Yeah, it's just, and I don't trust the people who are telling the story. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that
Like
makes sense. Yeah.
I don't trust that little guy with the glasses. Like I
Ugh.
don't trust them. Like I feel like y'all fell for this. Y'all still kind of believe in it. You know what I mean? Like there's a little weirdness there, and so
Oh, for sure, absolutely,
I can't put my
100%.
finger on it. And but I haven't gotten to like the horror part of it yet. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
getting to like
Oh,
the bones.
yeah. I'm on their 6th episode. I think they're doing 8 episodes.
Uh-huh.
So I watched the 6th one last week, but like, yeah, there's more and more stuff that comes out is just like so shocking, but it does kind of get to a point where you go, okay, you guys were grown adults and you allowed these people to manipulate you. Like, where were you in your life that you let this happen to yourself? Because I even thought that myself. Like, I was like, even like at my lowest points, I don't think anyone could have done that to me. Like, because I'm also very in control of my money and my image and what I want for myself, that I would never allow anyone the power to be like, no, you have to wear this or you can only eat this. Like, that would not be happening with me.
Well, the thing is too is like, I mean, like if you have to send a naked picture to somebody, won't you be like,
Right?
you know what I
That's
mean?
like, yeah, I'd be like,
like
it wouldn't be serious at all. And
let me take a real cute picture just in case this does get out. I want people to be
yeah,
like, damn, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like feel, I want to be feeling myself. Like, you know
Well,
what I mean?
and that was the thing too. Like, these people have to give them collateral every day. It was like something. I'm like, how many pictures do you need of my dick? Like, I
Well, that's the
can't.
thing too. Like that's somebody who's going home to just like jerk off like on it.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so, and that was the other thing too. Was just like, how much like of myself do I have to give in order for you to trust me with whatever information? Like, why can't you just trust me? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I would never go up to a friend and be like, okay, look, I'm gonna tell you some deep, juicy secrets about myself, but before I do, I'm gonna need you to give me some collateral so I know you just, you know what I mean?
never, never. That's the mafioso shit. Like that is just makes no sense. Stay home, rearrange your life. Like, no.
Yeah.
Scary bitches. Yeah, so I haven't watched much of The Vow. Like I haven't like gotten into that.
So that's it.
What did
Yeah.
land for me was, okay, so British Bake Off is back, and the first episode just landed last week, and there's a new one today. This is like the best day. I'm reminding myself of all the TV that I have to watch.
I was gonna say, The Boys in the Band just debuted too.
So good. Did you see it?
I started watching a little bit of it. I just wasn't really paying attention to it.
Pay
so I'm gonna start
attention.
over again, but it's a great cast, and I'm actually really impressed with what's his face, the actor. What's his name? He was on Big Bang Theory.
Oh, Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons, because I never watched Big Bang Theory. Like, I maybe just heard it and seen it, and I was just like, that guy's so fucking annoying. But I'm really impressed with him as an actor of the things that he's done outside of Big Bang Theory. Like, he's
phenomenal. I liked him on Big Bang.
Extremely talented, because in Hollywood he was so good, and in this, like, the things that I've seen him do, he's so great. So I mean, I'm really excited for him that he actually was able to have success after Big Bang Theory, because I think a lot of actors, once they've done something so long like that, I think it's hard for Hollywood to maybe even see them do something different, which is why we didn't see Jennifer Aniston do something for so long after Friends, because you could kind of just coast on that money, right? Like,
well, I think it also is. I think it's also too, like, what does the industry see you as? And I think that
with somebody like Jim Parsons is that he was gay, so I think it pushed him into like this little box, and he decided he wasn't going to do that because he has taken like really good work, and I know that he's very respected. He must be really great to work with too, because he does work a lot. You know,
he
what I
works
mean?
a
Like,
lot. Absolutely,
he must be somebody who's great. But he was in that, what is it, Normal Heart?
He was in the Normal Heart. He was great in the Normal Heart. But see, Ryan Murphy did that though too, and Ryan Murphy is
he's
very
a Ryan
loyal.
Murphy darling.
Yeah, he's Ryan Murphy is very loyal to the people he works with, and I have nothing wrong with that because he has very talented artists and people that he works with in his arsenal. So I'm not mad that he recycles his people at all.
Oh, Boys in the Band is like all his cast. Like, it's all guys from all of his, like Zachary Quinto is from American Horror Story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you also have what do you call it? Oh my God, what is his name? The little one from Black Monday. But like, you know, it's a bunch of great guys who are in that cast. Yeah, Andrew Reynolds.
Andrew Reynolds is in it because Andrew Reynolds did what?
The show with Nene Leakes on the that was his as well.
Oh yeah, he did
the
that.
New Normal.
He did
the New Normal. So
yeah, that's right.
Like,
I forget about that.
They're all his actors that he keeps. Like, he's got an acting troupe. I want to be part of the Ryan Murphy universe, man.
He's got Matt Bomer, and that's the thing too. You know, I always find myself defending Ryan Murphy because I remember like some guy recently was just like, okay, the only thing Ryan Murphy did was this, that was great, and I was like, okay, well, what about Pose? What about The Normal Heart? What about, you know, we're getting this? I go, Ryan Murphy is like one of the only few people in Hollywood who's gay out there and making sure that, you know, LGBT people's stories are being told, people of color stories are being told. Like, look at Pose. Like, we get trans actors, we get, you know, Janet Mock is a writer/director. And it's like, who in Hollywood is giving people employment and telling our stories as authentically as we can besides him? So it's like, shit on him for maybe not.
And he takes care of his people because, like, Angelica Ross, he was like, I'm going to kill you off of this, but I'm going to give you this other show.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like, he does do that too. Is that like he's good to his people who have been good to him? Like, there's something about him
a lot. I will always defend him. I think he's given us so much. So I mean, I can't like be mad about him. I mean, come on, back to Nip Tuck. The man was giving us stuff, you know, like,
which is problematic as fuck if you watch Nip Tuck now. Like, there's so much problematic, but it's still. But he's learned. That's the thing. He's had growth now. Now he has trans people in the writing room. You know what I mean? He has like, so there's a difference. I like Ryan Murphy. I like his stuff. I think sometimes he gets himself a little bit. He gets too excited with the project and then doesn't know where to go with everything. Doesn't know how to tie up all the loose ends, and you kind of get just like, oh wait, what happens to this character? And it's like, don't look there. Look at this. You know what I mean? Like, Ryan Murphy is very much that person. But I love the world that he makes. Like, they're just so, like I was saying earlier about the other show about Ratchet, is just that they're delicious. Like he gives you texture, and the sets are amazing, and like they always pull back, and you get to see the whole entire room and the scape of everything, and you're like,
and you always know too, which is really funny too. I hate to say it, but it's like the music for his shows are always so perfect. Like the music on Pose, the music for the Gianni Versace show was so perfect, and like the styling, everything was so good. And he really does bring the best of his actors, because Darren Criss swept the Emmys and the Golden Globes with that role as well. So I mean, he takes risks with people, but I think he knows what he's doing. So
that show is so disturbing. That has like some of the worst death scenes in it. The assassination
Versace show. Oh my god!
So the assassination of Gianni Versace.
When he mummies the guy with the tape, and then oh my god! I was like, I cringe every time. It's like, it's so good. And even with that, what did we get? We got Judith Light, who she came from what, Growing Pains?
But Judith Light she's a goddess. Like, she's done everything.
I mean, but her in that role, like, you know what I mean? Like, he gives, like, you know, these old powerhouses a revamp. Like, even
and then he put her in The Politician.
And then he put her in The Politician. So, you know, like, we get that, which is so great, which is what I love about him. So,
do you know that Barbara Streisand was supposed to be in The Politician and she pulled out?
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that sad? Like, yeah, so they're working on something else. They're working on something else together, but like, yeah, because I want some more Barbara Streisand in my life. Like, I'd appreciate that. like, I mean, like, seriously, like, you know, I want to give all of our old, like, divas something, you know what I mean? Except for Madonna, because she takes all the stuff that she wants for herself. But, like, like, Madonna's fine.
Madonna's fine. Everybody's gonna come at me now, like, oh, Madonna's okay. We get it. Madonna's a goddess. She's an icon. Nobody's taking that away from her. Just Madonna's Madonna. She ain't gonna defend you. You can defend her all you want to, but plus she wanted to start putting bleach on her bangs. But anyways, but the rest of them, we love all these other women that he's working with. You know what I mean? So, but I want to see Barbara Streisand in something. I want to see Cher in something led by Ryan Murphy. Like, come on,
If she wants to do it, if she wants to work, right?
Yeah, like who's gonna say no to Cher? Not me. So, anyways, okay, we've talked. So let's let everybody go right now. But thank you so much for joining me today, and that we got to put an episode in the bank. And so make sure you guys are subscribing over to Binge Bitches over on Instagram and all those kind of things, and YouTube especially. Please subscribe to Binge Bitches there. Like it, leave some comments. It just makes us feel better about our day. Okay. And then Nelson, you guys can follow him on Instagram at the Yas Queen with the 2 A's and an SSS and a KWEEN. So it's a Yas Queen situations. Then you also have myself. And so you guys can follow me over on Instagram and at TikTok. And I can't find that graphic. There it is. Okay. So there's me. You can find me on Instagram. You guys can find me also on TikTok. I just posted that thing about TikTok gay circuit parties and it's doing very well this week. So I hit every 4 posts of mine just skyrocket with views. And then the other ones all have 2 views. I don't get it. The algorithm is what it is. But anyways, it's fun. But thank you guys so much for joining us. It has been a good week of Binge Bitches. We'll be talking about more pop culture and all kinds of other shit next time we see you. We'll have to find out when is the new season's going to be airing. So I'm not even sure what days that OC is going to be on or the other.
I think it's October 9th, but Salt Lake City, November 11th. I have it marked, girl. It's going to be national holiday for me.
November 11th. They really are milking that the ads. I didn't realize it's not coming out for 2 more months. Damn. They really want us to get invested into them before they start. So.
Well, I mean, it's technically October already, so we only have 1 month. So.
Oh my God, it is. But they've been advertising it since September. You know what I mean? So they are milking.
Yeah, they've been advertising it. Yeah, since September. Yeah, so we're good. Yeah.
Okay. So love you. I will talk to you again soon. Good night from the lower level.
Bye.